In this video, you're going to learn how to use the SUMIFS function in Excel to add up the values in a range of cells based on more than one criteria. And if you'd like to grab a copy of the template I use in this video, just click on the link in the description below. Okay, over here in Excel, and we've got a sales report that shows the sales of some products over time. And each product has its own name, its own stock keeping unit, the quantity that's sold on a particular date, and the sales value. So what we want to do is we want to find the total value of sales based on both the quantity and the stock keeping unit. And we're going to do that by using the SUMIFS function. So if I come up to cell H5, I'll get it started there. And to get it started, you just type in equals SUMIFS and open brackets. And the first thing that we need to do is pick the sum range. So that's going to be the range of cells that has the sale values, which is over here. Okay, so I've just dragged the mouse over there to select that and then press comma. Okay, so next we need to choose our criteria range for our first criteria, which is the quantity. So that's this range of cells here. And once you've done that, press comma. And then choose the actual criteria itself, which is found in cell H3. So we can just select H3. So we're looking up the quantity 1. So we've got one criteria sorted there. Now we need to put in the second criteria. So just press comma again. Now the second criteria is the stock keeping unit. So we just need to select all the cells that contain the stock keeping units and press comma. And then the criteria itself is going to be here in H4. So we'll just select that one. So now we've got our sum range, we've got our first criteria and our second criteria in there. So we can close the brackets and press enter. And that gives us the result of $240. So what that means is in this table of information, where we have a row that has a quantity of 1 and the stock keeping unit NG002, there's $240 worth of sales. Okay, so let's see what happens if we change the quantity. I'll just change that to a 2. And there you can see that it hasn't found that combination at all of the quantity 2 and the SKU NG002. If I put in 3, you can see that it's found some information in there and it adds up to $360. And if I put in 4, once again, it's found the combination and it's added them up, and the total that we get there is 960. Okay, so I'll just put that back to 1 and I'll just change the SKU now. Okay, so I've just changed that to PB001. Okay, so just to show you that we can change either of the variables there that the SUMIFS function is using to look up the sales values. Okay, so that's how you can do it with 2 criteria, but you can actually use more than 2. So we'll just use 3 just as a demonstration, and we'll look up the quantity, the SKU, and the date to return a value of sales. Okay, so I'll just start off the function just the same way as we did before, and I'll pick the sum range over here. And we'll do criteria range 1, which is the quantity, and the criteria itself. And then criteria 2, which is the stock keeping unit. And again, the criteria itself, which is here. Now, if I just close this off, I'll just show you that we're only just looking up the same 2 variables that we looked up before in the example above. And you can see that we get the same answer of $300. So we know we're on the right track there, but we also want to put the date in. So all we need to do is come back into our function and actually put the third one in there. So comma, and then we'll select the date range over here and the criteria over there. We've already closed the bracket, so we'll just hit enter. Okay, and now we have a different answer to what we had above because now we're narrowing it down even more by date. Okay, so we get $200 there. So let's just change that to the 5th of May. And now we get $100. So that's just finding this row here, which has got 5th of May, it's got PB001, and it's got a quantity of 1. So we've successfully added up the sales with 3 criteria in that function. Okay, so that's how you can use the SUMIFS function in Excel to add up values if you've got multiple criteria.